After we have installed Fedora Workstation to our virtual machine in the VirtualBox Manager, the first time that we boot, we need to set up some important settings and perform some system updates. To boot your freshly installed virtual machine, you select the workstation or the virtual machine from the list and you select Start. Because we created a user last time, this time we will need to log in with that user. Our user is named guest and the password for our user is West 2022. Don't forget to enable your numlock. When we log in, our desktop environment will be returned. I will try to maximize my screen and I will have a look if the resolution is adjusted. And indeed, the resolution of my screen is adjusted to the size of the screen that I have. In the next step, we will first have a look at some general system updates. For this, I will go to Activities. Activities is also started with the Windows key on your keyboard, if of course you are using the Windows keyboard layout. And then the next step, we type in Terminal. We start the Terminal application. This will be the first time that we actually make use of the Terminal application. You can see that we are logged in with guest in our Fedora Workstation and our present working directory is also displayed. The first thing that we will do is we will use a command to perform system updates. And this command is sudo dnf update -1. The dnf update command will perform updates on our system. The sudo command will give us administrator privileges, and the -y option will actually tell us to answer yes to all the questions that are asked by our application. Because we use the sudo command, we need to provide our password, which is again West 2022, and then automatically Fedora will search for system updates, will download these system updates and install them on your system. Again here, similar to the installation process, this can take some time. When the updates are complete, we will perform the second command, and the second command allows us to install some very important applications that are required on our system. For this, again, we use the sudo to have administrator privileges. We use the dnf command to use the identified EOM package manager to install software. The install argument will tell us to install some packages, and then we can provide the identified EOM package manager with some names of applications to install. Important applications are dkns, gcc, and gedit. Again, we use the -y option at the end to confirm all questions that are asked by the dnf install command with yes. It is possible that this will ask you again for your password if it has been a long time. If you have executed the sudo command multiple times after each other with a fast pace, then it will not ask for the password again, so it will remember the password for a short period of time. Again here, our terminal will prompt complete when the installation is finished. The third command that we will execute is to provide a password for the root user. The root user is a super user created on our Linux system by default. To provide a password, we use the sudo passwd root command. We need to provide the password for guest, which is West 2022. Next, we need to provide a new password for root, which we will also make West 2022. And we retype this West 2022. The root user is important to change important settings on the system, or if something goes wrong, we can always use the root user to fix a problem that we created with the guest account. And next step, we will reboot the system to change some more important settings. To reboot the system, without making use of the desktop environment, we can use the reboot command. We type reboot and we enter. For the final step of our advanced settings setup, we need to log in as root user on the system. This means that we will not make use of the guest user, but we select not listed. We provide the root username and the root password, which is also OS 2022. Once logged in as root user, we will again start a new terminal window. For this, we can use the Windows key on our keyboard, or we go to Activities, and then we search for the terminal application. And we press enter. This time we will execute the pkcon refresh force -c -1 command. In the next step, we will open the package.kit configuration file using the Edit application, which is a text editor. We will open the file on location /etc/packagekit/packagekit.conf. As you may have seen, I use the tab key to complete the commands. In the package.kit configuration file, on the last line, I use my arrow keys, I will remove the hashtag so that the keep cache equals false command is executed. Next, I will save the file where the hashtag was removed, and I close the file. And in this way, we have changed all important settings of our Linux system. We should reboot the system and next time log in as guest to start using the system.